Raptors, they turned up the defensive pressure themselves in that second quarter. Like at halftime, the Kings had a 6-point lead. At the end of the first, the Kings had a 12-point lead. The Toronto Raptors cut that down to 6 at halftime because they picked up their defensive pressure in that second quarter, forcing the Kings into some bad, ugly turnovers and managing to cut the lead to 1 point to 4 points. It was Jacoby Walter was again the catalyst of that quarter, grabbing several steals in this game and continuing that consistent pressure. That fourth quarter was ugly because the Kings had 10 turnovers, and it was because of that Toronto defense and the pressure they continued to put on the Kings. In that fourth quarter, it was the same as the second, with the Raptors really putting up that pressure. Welcome back to another episode of our Kings-related podcast. Wherever you may be, please give this video a like, a subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Well, when it comes to the NBA Summer League, the Sacramento Kings are truly a force to be reckoned with as they remain undefeated, attempting to win the league-leading third Las Vegas Summer League championship, as they are now 5-0 after they defeated the Toronto Raptors today, 98-88. And it should come to no surprise, the Kings, they dominated early in this game with a 28-16 first quarter and maintaining that control throughout the game. They never trailed. They led from tip-off to the end of the game. Kings shot 49% from the field. They pulled down 37 rebounds compared to Toronto's 44.6% from the field, 34 rebounds in this game. And it should come to no surprise that the Raptors, they came in as the top seed, and they were actually favored in this matchup. This was a Toronto roster that headlined the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, and Colin Murray-Boyles, last year's 18th overall pick, Jacoby Walter, and second-round pick, you got Elijah Morton, 39th overall, last month's draft, and last year's second-round picks, Jonathan Mobo, 35th pick, and Jamal Sheed, who was the 45th pick. And two of those are the most productive second-round picks from last season. Mobo, who played, 20 minutes a game in 63 games for Toronto last year. Sheed averaged 7 points a game, 4.5 assists, in 20 minutes a game in over 75 games last year for Toronto. Both had notable roles for the Raptors this past season, and yet Sheed, who received several all-rookie team votes, and that's a Raptors team that's very talented, and two guys who have proven to have NBA success. But, however, the Sacramento Kings in this game had Isaac Jones. And I don't know if the Kings win this game without Isaac Jones, because when it all mattered today, Isaac Jones had himself a game. He literally carried this offense, dropping 36 points, 13 of 17 from the field. He was 9 of 11 from the free throw line, and Isaac also added 6 rebounds in this game. And this was in 5 games. This was certainly one of his best, in my opinion, his best individual performance from anyone this year on the Summer League team. And this is exactly what you want to see out of Isaac Jones, who's trying to prove to Scott Perry, Doug Christie, that he can be be a player on the Sacramento Kings team this season. He was scoring at will in the paint, flashing that 3-point shot as well. And with Trey Lyles, who's still unsigned as a free agent, and the Kings desperately needed some more front court wing depth help, Isaac Jones today may have had an opportunity to slide into that 4 spot, 5 spot role that Trey Lyles had these last couple of seasons. There is undoubtedly a scenario where Isaac Jones can crack maybe 15, 18 minutes a game this upcoming season in the Kings rotation, because Isaac Jones was really great today. Not just his best performance of the Summer League, but the best performance of anyone on the Summer League team this summer. And the Kings, they came out hot. They opened the game on an 18-4 run. You had Toronto's Jacoby Walter, the first round pick last season. He kind of kept the Raptors from getting run out of the gym today early on, scoring the last 10 points of that first quarter. And then you could see Sacramento in this game and throughout this summer league bodying what Doug Christie and Scott Perry have each mentioned this offseason of their vision for this team when it comes to the regular season. The Kings routinely, they picked up Toronto, and they've done this the entire summer, where they have picked up their opponent full court and made a habit of extending that floor 94 feet. And they were aggressive early on, and the results followed in this game. The Raptors, they turned up the defensive pressure themselves in that second quarter. Like at halftime, the Kings had a 6-point lead. At the end of the first, the Kings had a 12-point lead. The Toronto Raptors cut that down to 6 at halftime because they picked up their defensive pressure in that second quarter, forcing the Kings into some bad, ugly turnovers and managing to cut the lead to 1 point to 4 points. It was Jacoby Walter was again the catalyst of that quarter, grabbing several steals in this game and continuing at consistent pressure. And that was the thing about the Kings thing, is they did not handle that Toronto pressure well at all in this game. And it was that momentum in the second quarter, it was real, that momentum that they carried over in that second quarter, but it was short-lived because Sacramento, they weathered the storm of that pressure from Toronto, looking far more comfortable in that third quarter. The lead at I believe it was the midpoint of the third, it grew to 22 points with Isaac Jones once again leading the charge inside. And Sacramento, they left the third quarter up 15 points. For the first 3 quarters in this game, the Sacramento Kings only had 10 turnovers between the first 3 quarters. That fourth quarter was ugly because the Kings had 10 turnovers, and it was because of that Toronto defense and the pressure they continued to put on the Kings. In that fourth quarter, it was the same as the second, with the Raptors really turning up that pressure. The Kings could not handle it. They did not, but they didn't fold under that pressure, and they did not handle it well at all in this game. It was Jamal Sheed and Elijah Martin who made the Kings guards incredibly uncomfortable, helping turn the ball over 10 times. 10 turnovers in that fourth. You had 10 turnovers combined for the first 3 quarters. Kings ended up with 20 turnovers over. Both teams did not take care of the ball well at all in this game. And the lead dwindled at 1 point in that fourth to just 1 point. But Sacramento was able to slow down and they prevailed in this game by 10, 98-88. I love the adjustment that the Summer League coaching staff made to get more ball handlers on the floor with Isaac Jones. Just a great job by this Summer League coaching staff to make that adjustment. The Kings, they did not lose their composure once, even with the relentless pressure that the Toronto Raptors continued to put on Sacramento in this game. And outside of Isaac Jones, who had 36 points, the Kings were relatively quiet. Clifford, who was in foul trouble all game long for much of this game, and then things did not come easy for him. I'll be really interested to see how Clifford bounces back tomorrow in the championship game. He didn't play a lot of minutes, though he really looked extremely uncomfortable all game long. Besides being in foul trouble, Devin Carter, who's had an opportunity to run the point guard position this summer league, while you can say that was probably one of the most important headlines going into this storyline as it relates to the Sacramento Kings in the regular season and what they will do with the backup point guard position. And while he has done some nice things off the dribble and in transition, Devin Carter's shot, it's still not great. It's not there quite, but both from the 3-point line and the free throw line. So that's something Devin's got to work on. Isaiah Stevens, who's on that two-way, who's one of the Kings' two-way deals, he's been a welcome addition to this Summer League story lineup as Devin is shifted over to more the off-ball role, but the shot has not been falling since the strong game against the Chicago Bulls. And then the last game against Cleveland, Isaiah Stevens, who had 6 points in this game, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors, their young guys. Jamal Sheed, he led the Raptors with 24 points, 12 assists, and 4 rebounds to go with his really incredible defense. And the other young guy in Toronto, Jacoby Walter, he finished with 19 points and 3 steals. But at the end of the day, the Sacramento Kings, they move on to the Summer League Championship with this win, and they will face the Charlotte Hornets. And just some of the other stats. The Kings, 20 turnovers. Toronto, 17. Both high, but the Raptors, they did not capitalize on the Kings' 20 turnovers. Sacramento, they dominated the possession, leveraging their bench depth and the consistent ball movement, even with the aggressive Raptors defense that remained for this entire game. But the Kings, they remain undefeated. They will take on the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow night for the Summer League Championship. Give credit to Toronto, who fought hard but couldn't break the Kings' rhythm, and they're now 4-1. The Kings don't win this game, if not for the play of Isaac Jones, who delivered a historic Summer League outing. Again, 36 points. It's one of the top scoring efforts. It's got to be one of the top scoring efforts this Summer League. So credit to him for a breakout game and much needed for him this summer. And the Kings now, they get ready to play the Hornets on Sunday night for the Summer League title. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the play of Isaac Jones? And should he get consistent rotational minutes in the Kings rotation this coming season? Let me know in the comments down below. And that will do it for this episode of our Kings Related Podcast. Please give this video a like, a subscribe, leave a comment down below. And we'll catch you next time on another edition of our Kings Related Podcast. As always, take care and go Kings.